What's happening, my fellow geeks on the internet? I'm Tiana, and today I'm coming at you with a DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys video for you guys, as I just got home from work not too long ago, and I had 2 parcels waiting for me with some figures that I'd ordered. I just decided I want to do a video for you guys. We're doing a bit of an impromptu review / first impressions kind of video. Essentially, today we have DC Multiverse Collector Edition Kite Man, Superman, and Crypto, which these two I bought off a seller on eBay. Then I got Clock King, Deathstroke, Hush, and Digital Silver Age Two-Face up top there from Green Rock Comics, which is an Australian comic book store. I'll leave a link to them down below. So starting off, I'm just going to take these guys out of the way, as I want to start with these 2 figures, Kite Man and Superman. So this Kite Man figure is actually a platinum, as you can see by the platinum sticker. Now the reason why I wanted the platinum version of this figure is because, as cool as the regular Kite Man figure is, I'm going for a bit more of like a classic comic book sort of aesthetic with my display, not necessarily tying it to any specific era. I just wanted like to have a more classic and traditional look to my Batman Rogues collection. And as goofy as Kite Man is, I just really love how this looks. It's just so vibrant. I love the head sculpt that this guy gets with the helmet instead of the regular mask. And I just love how the greens and the yellows look together. There's really not much to the packaging. Got a nice image on the back there, Kite Man and Collector Edition. And then the second figure I got from this eBay seller is the Collector Edition Superman with Crypto. Nice image on the back. And yeah, Crypto looks very nice. That's for those ones. So next up, a quick look at the Green Rock Comics. And so these are the first 2. We have the Digital Silver Age Two-Face and the regular Hush figure. Now, I did think about getting a grifter figure and making a custom Hush. Whether or not I'm going to make a full-on custom, like a better-looking Hush, to be decided. They're pretty standard packaging. You got an image of the figure, so I think this is before they started adding the artwork. Batman Hush, and there he is. So, not really the outfit I would have thought of them doing, like with the closed trench coat, but oh well, is what it is. And then Silver Age Two-Face, this was one I actually wanted originally, as when I got my Silver Age Superman and Deathstroke, I ordered these 3 originally from the Gamesman. I ended up getting the platinum version of both this guy and Two-Face, which you would have seen in my top 10 video. I'd always wanted to get the original one because I kind of really love like the orange and purple look to him. Yeah, really happy to have this guy. And the next 2 from Green Rock Comics is the new Collector Edition, or newish, Deathstroke, as I really wanted this guy, and the Clock King. Really love this guy. I love how vibrant the blue and greens are. Whenever I decided I wanted this guy, I really want to get these 2 together, and I think they will look really cool next to each other. Nice artwork in the back. Clock King's always been amusing. It's not my favorite out of those like sort of villains, like the D-list villains. I probably prefer like Killer Moth, if I'm honest, but this is a really cool figure. And finally, we have Deathstroke. Now, I wanted to make sure I got this version, and as cool as the platinum version is, I'm just not as interested. I wanted this for a more specific display, and I think this one works a lot better, whereas the black and grey, I get more like military kind of vibes. Really nice image on the back. Really need to get like that classic Nightwing figure, but yeah. So with that all out of the way, I'm going to go and unbox these figures, and then we'll come back and I'll do my first hands-on impression of the figures. Now that each figure is unboxed, I thought I'd quickly go through each of the more boring accessories before we get on to the main figures. Starting off on the left here, we have each of the display stands. So as you can see, there's 6 of them. This one here is from the Two-Face figure. We have Hush. We have the 2 original Collector Edition figures, and then we got the 2 newer Collector Edition figures, Deathstroke and Kite Man. They're pretty cool, pretty useful. I tend to use them anyway. Next up, we have the alternate hands for some of the figures. Not all of them come with them, just a couple. So these ones are from Superman. We've got 2 trigger finger hands from Deathstroke, and then we have these hands from Kite Man, which the weird thing is that some of them are actually molded plastic, whereas these ones are painted. So I don't know what's happening with that one. Then we have the collector cards. So we got Superman, Clock King, Two-Face, the digital card, which I don't worry about, Hush, Kite Man, and Deathstroke, with these two stands as well. So now we'll pan up and have a look at the figures themselves, which there they are. So I just have them all lined up here. I think the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to go through each one individually, talk about it, my thoughts on it, and then move on to the next one. And yeah, so starting off with, I guess my least anticipated is Hush. I only got this guy just to round out the Batman villains. I have no real connection to Hush. I think he's kind of a letdown of a villain, in my opinion. I think the figure is kind of the same, I'm not going to lie. The only real reason why I say he's a bit of a letdown is because of this trench coat. As cool as this sculpt is, which admittedly I do like the color and the way it's been designed, I just think whenever I think of Hush, I always think of open trench coat. I think that mostly comes from Arkham City. And when you have a look, I noticed this when I'm packaged him. It's got some really nice sculpting on the legs with the shin armor, knee pads, and pants, which is covered up by the trench coat. But overall, pretty decent figure. I got him to round out my Batman villains. His character-specific accessories are his two daggers, which I would have thought he would have come with a gun at least, but these are pretty cool. Nice sculpts with silver blades, which just go into the hands. Now he's got his two blades, and that's looking pretty cool. So, there's that guy. Next up, we're going to have a look at the Silver Edge Two-Face. Now this, again, as I said, was one I originally wanted, as I didn't know about the Platinum at the time when I first ordered him, and I really wanted this guy as I really like the more comic sort of look with the orange and purple. Now, the one thing that I will say that this and the Platinum figure are sort of lacking are accessories, but oh well, still a really cool looking figure, and, you know, if you have extra accessories, it's easy enough to give him a gun or something. But yeah, overall, really nice sculpt. Again, my other nitpick that I do have with this is the same as the Platinum, is I kind of wish that he had a bit more of a rosy skin color, as he's very pale. But other than that, really cool. I did at one point think about doing like some sort of like part swapping with the Platinum version, which if I bring that in to kind of like give this one the red scarring and just kind of like do my own sort of custom. But I don't know if that's possible, and I don't want to risk breaking these figures. Overall, really happy that I finally have them. So this one will be in my main Batman villain display case, and then this will be in my like Silver Age sort of inspired display. And just one more quick comparison. Here he is with the Collector Edition Platinum Penguin. Both look really nice and vibrant together. Really like how they look. Next up, we'll have a look at Superman, which again is built off of the Dark Knight Returns Superman body buck, which I don't have that figure, so this is my first time actually handling this body design. And yeah, overall, it's pretty cool. I'm not too big on this big Frank Miller design for Superman. I mean, it's cool, but it's just not for me. I do really like the color scheme though. I do love this shade of blue. The trunks are much nicer too, with having actual belt loops, as I think the Dark Knight Returns one, that's just all yellow. So I do like having that. I think there's a bit of like paint chip up here. And he does come with the mullet, like the 90s Superman mullet, which is, again, pretty cool. And yeah, his only accessory is the Crypto figure, which is pretty cool. So if I ever want to do a Superman family, I now have a Crypto, which is pretty nice. So one comparison I really want to do is here he is with the gold label Action Comics 1000 figure. And this looks really cool. As you can see, they got the same sort of head sculpt. The only real difference is that this got the 90s mullet, whereas this got a more clean, short-cut hair with some blue shading. This looks pretty cool. Overall, really cool. And yeah, so there's the Action Comics 1000 Superman. And for one last comparison, here he is with the definitive Superman, the Silver Age, well, technically Bronze Age Superman, as even though this is the labeled as the Silver Age Superman, the head sculpt is actually based on the Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, which is the Bronze Age Superman. So that is why I want to do a bunch of head swaps with Superman, which a video on this guy will be coming out very soon, where I'll be head swapping with a bunch of other figures using the same mold. So there's those ones. Next up, we have Clock King. This guy is really cool, and I'm very glad to finally have him because I've had my eye on him for ages. I really want to get these two together, and I kind of think that these guys look really awesome together. I love like this shade of blue. I love like the neon green. It's built on the Nightfall Batman body buck, which if I bring this guy in, whoop, Deathstroke fell over. If I bring this guy in, you can see it's the same body, which I mean I'm fine with. It's a really decent design. I think the main difference is that there's actually some sculpting here for like some ribbing, I guess, just to add to like the cape, I suppose, to give give it that more thrown together look, whereas this one's just more seamless. And yeah, he obviously has like a different sculpted chest because he doesn't have the bat symbol. But overall, really cool. Different sculpted gloves. The boots are the same. And the trunks are different as well because it's got the clock belt. And of course, different head. Overall, really cool. And he does have a nice wired cape. So that is really cool. I'm not too big on the material on the cape, if I'm honest. When it comes to McFarlane's capes, I prefer this more fabric type material with the cloth capes. I think this is just a much nicer feeling cape. Overall, really cool design. I do love the little detail of the little watches on here. So that's really nice. The head sculpt is really cool. And yeah, again, I wanted to get this guy from Green Rock Comics because I really didn't want the platinum. Wasn't a fan of that figure. Love this guy. So yeah. Actually, speaking of which, going back to this guy real quick, I actually forgot his accessories. So his personal accessories are his weapons, being the clock hands. I love these accessories. So yeah, there is Clock King. Second to last is Kite Man. Again, this guy is really cool. One of the only platinums I'm really after. Most of the time when the platinum variant is there, I would rather get the original one. But this is one of the rare instances where I actually prefer the platinum variant. And he's actually based on the Riddler slash Booster Gold Blue Beetle body buck. Just a standard superhero design body buck, which now that I've got him in, one thing I forgot to show off was these three together, which I am loving how the Silver Age trio is turning out. Just need Joker. Back to Kite Man. This guy looks really cool. Again, nice and vibrant with like, I love the lime green, regular green, and then yellow. And then this head sculpt is amazing. Love how that looks. So he does come with a backpack, of course, for his kite. And he has two accessories. One is like the folded up backpack, which that just pops in there. So it gives him the look that he's not really doing anything, sort of like chilling. And then he's got his other main accessory, which is his kite, which is a very nice sculpted piece. Looks like it's made out of like a canvasy sort of material. Got the bars there painted in. Overall, really nice piece. And that, of course, plugs in the back, which is how I'm going to display him. Love, love, love how this guy looks. And last, but certainly not least, and my most anticipated figure is Deathstroke. This guy was the one I was anticipating the most. This guy is awesome. He's got a very nice textured suit. I think this is built on the Green Lantern body buck, like the collector edition one. Or at least part of it is, because you got like the nice textured material with then like just smooth up here. Really nice head sculpt, which again, I really like this mask design over the Platinum variant, which is based on the Teen Titans cartoon. You got the really nice bandolier, really nice belt, holster, the bell-bottom boots, I guess is what you would say, like the pirate boots, which for a while I wasn't too big on them, but they've really come around on me. And yeah, really nice. And of course, in terms of his accessories, you can't have an assassin without his guns. So he comes with multiple. So he comes with the M16, which is really nice, which I think I'm actually going to give this to Two-Face. We got this gun, which I think might be from his Spawn figures, if I'm not mistaken. Like McFarlane Spawn figures. You have this gun. And then you have his sidearm, which this one looks cool. It's got like the pointer of the top, like the scope. This makes me think of the gun from Terminator 1. And yeah, so I think it's sort of fitting. And that just slots into the holster just nicely there. Now, the only thing I wish that he came with was a bow staff and or a sword. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to display him with this, which is a spare Robin bow staff that I have. And there we go. So now he has his signature bow staff, and that looks really cool. And then again, I might just give him one of these guns and just pop it on his back, and now he is ready to kick some ass. So that is how I'm going to display him. And just a quick comparison here, he is with Rebirth, Page Punches, Deathstroke, which, I mean, it's a cool figure, don't get me wrong, but I think I might sell this one, because I don't really have any interest in keeping this one now that I have this one. There is those two. Now, in terms of other comparisons, here he is next to Nightfall Batman, as I think, thanks to Arkham Origins, he is now seen more as a bit of a Batman villain. So, I mean, these guys look really nice together. I think the blues match really nicely, and I just also want to do a quick swap with this guy. And again, I think these look really nice together. I think I definitely prefer these two together, but you can't go wrong with this as well. I think either Nightfall Batman works. While I don't have the classic Disco Nightwing, here he is next to my Nightfall Nightwing. They look really nice together. These blues match really nicely. For one last comparison, here he is with my modern day Nightwing. Which, this one, I've done a mod where I've actually shortened him a little bit, because I thought he stood a little bit too tall next to the Nightfall Batman. So essentially with all that, let's go ahead and wrap up this video. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this very impromptu video, as again, I wasn't planning on shooting a video today. It wasn't until I got home and saw that these figures had arrived, and I wanted to do a first impression sort of video, as some of these I'd been really looking forward to getting for a while. Out of these, let me know which is your favorite of these figures down below. Again, my favorite is definitely the Deathstroke, with Clock King and Kite Man very close behind. So I hope you guys stick around, because I do plan on doing some more DC Multiverse videos in the future. Again, I've never really tied my channel to anything specific, as I've always ranged from Lego to Transformers and cosplay and so on. So I see this as no different. And yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy the content I have planned. Again, I do have a part swapping video with this figure coming up very soon, where I'll be doing some head swaps with the Strange Lives of Superman, as well as some other part swaps to make some my perfect Superman figures for my collection. On top of that, I do have a similar video with some custom Batman figures that I want to do in the future. Not this one specifically, this was the closest one I had, as I do have a few Batman customs I have in mind that I really want to do in the future. And yeah, so eventually there will be more videos coming out. Aside from that, not much else. Please comment, like, subscribe, and share for more, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Alright, bye!